All right, for this lesson, we are looking still at composite figures, but now we are looking at their area instead of their perimeter. So we're thinking about what is inside them. How many squares would it take to cover? Now, the best strategy I can tell you is, at least for some shapes, is to divide it up into rectangles. You could divide it this way, or you could divide it this way. And as long as you look carefully at the numbers, it won't matter. Okay, so since I have the error or the line on there, we'll go with this. So let's look first at this bigger rectangle. Now it's really tempting to say 5 times 8. Okay, this number is down by that line, this number is over here. But look carefully at how big this rectangle actually is. Okay, it is 8 tall, but it is not 5 wide, because 5 is this whole side. This rectangle is only right there. So how wide is this rectangle? 3 centimeters. So that's where I have to be careful to make sure I have the right number. So this rectangle is going to be 8 times 3, which is 24 centimeters squared. I'm going to switch colors for the other rectangle. All right, so this rectangle over here, I can see is 4 this way, but then I have to figure out what this number is. Okay, well, I know if I don't have any clues on this side, but if I look over here, I can say, okay, well, I just figured out that that was 3. So 3 plus what is 5? Well, 3 plus 2 is 5. So that is 2. So to figure out the area of this red rectangle, I would need to do 4 times 2, giving me 8 centimeters squared. And then I just need to add those two together. 24. Sorry, my pen freaked out for a second. Oh, I know. I switched transparency. There we go. 24 plus 8 gives me 32 centimeters squared as my final answer. So if you weren't writing with me, go ahead, write with me. Again, you could have split it the other way, and then you're just going to have different size rectangles. The biggest thing I see is sometimes people do 5 times 4 and get 20 for one, and 3 times 8 to get 24 for the other one, or even 8 times 5 for the other one, and end up with some overlapping rectangles. Let me just show you something. If you didn't get that written down, go ahead, rewind it and get it written down. So if I did 4 times 5, that's this rectangle, right, which would be 20. And if I did 3 times 8 as this rectangle and got 24, look at all this area that's overlapping in both rectangles. So I'm double counting something. So that's what you just have to be careful, is not to double count. Let's look at another one. So I divided that last one vertically, so I'll divide this one horizontally. Again, as long as I'm careful about my numbers, it doesn't matter. Let's look at this top rectangle first. So I can ask, okay, how wide is it? Do I know how wide it is? Yes, I can see right there it's 6. Do I know how tall it is? Okay, well that I don't know, because there's not just that number on that side. But if I look on this side, I can see it's 2. So 6 times 2, which is 12 feet squared for my red rectangle. You don't have to switch colors. I'm just doing that because it's easier to see which one I'm talking about. Then I have this bottom rectangle down here. Well, okay, do I know how wide it is? Okay, I can see that's 3. That's that whole side. Do I know how tall it is? Well, remember, 5 is this whole thing, this and this, so I don't know how tall this bottom one is. But I know that this right here is 2, and 2 plus blank equals 5. That would be 3. So I know that this is 3 tall. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then I just need the total of both rectangles, in this case a rectangle and a square. 12 plus 9 is 21 feet squared. Just combining the two smaller rectangles to get the total shape. Again, if you didn't get that, then make sure you go back and get it. Here is a different type of figure. So it tells me it's made up of a square PQRS. That means if I go from the letter P to Q to R to S and back to the beginning, that's a square. And then this RSTU is a little rectangle. Okay, so we're trying to find the area of the whole thing. Well, if I look at the area of the small rectangle to begin with, do I know how tall it is? Yes, I can see it's 8 right there. Do I know how wide it is? Well, it doesn't tell me at the top, but it does tell me at the bottom it's 3. How do I find the area? Multiply to get 24, in this case inches, squared or square inches. Now we have that square here. Now, do I know how long one of the sides is? Well, it doesn't tell me here, it doesn't tell me here, it doesn't tell me here, it doesn't tell me here. But notice how this is sort of continuous. So if it's 8 over here, I know that this is 8 and that is 8. And because it's a square, I know that is 8 and that is 8. All right, so to get the area, I can just do length times width. Remember, I don't use all 4 eighths. I just do 8 times 8. A side times a side. So that equals 64 inches squared. And then what do I do to combine and get the total figure? Add them together. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. So I get 88 square inches. So we're just dividing that bigger shape up into smaller figures and then finding the total area of them together. If you need help on them, this can be real tricky, so just let me know. Good luck.